Overpopulation is defined by the number of individuals in a population exceeding the carrying capacity of its habitat. Human population has been growing at an exponential rate, quadrupling in the 20th century. This is proof of something we're already aware of, that we are at the top of the food chain and we have no natural predators. This is a natural progression. According to Earl C. Ellis, a PhD at Cornell University, humans don't have a carrying capacity in the same sense that other animals do, and if we did, we would have surpassed it long ago, as far back as the Ice Age. Carrying capacities are difficult to calculate for any organism, but it is quite easy to tell when a carrying capacity has been exceeded. That is, when support of a population is degrading the capacity of the environment to support future generations. Changes in habitat quality or human behavior at any time might increase or reduce carrying capacity. You see, the carrying capacity of the human race is dynamic, not static. As we grow technologically, our carrying capacity grows as well. This is why we have surpassed every estimated carrying capacity throughout history. This further supports Dr. Ellis's claim that the human race has no traditional carrying capacity. Economic analysis shows us that standards of living can be maintained only if the population stops growing. Ordinary common sense tells us that infinite growth on a finite planet is impossible. Clearly then, civilization must come to grips with the two principal drivers of the ever-expanding scale of the human enterprise: growth in population and growth in consumption. Incentivizing population regulation only solves the principle of population growth, but ignores the growth in consumption. Just because a family has one child fewer doesn't mean they'll switch to a more fuel-efficient vehicle, and it doesn't mean they'll turn the lights off when they leave a room. Fewer children being born won't make us consume less. Therefore, it's not solving the problem, because population growth and population consumption are equally important. Why haven't we surpassed a global carrying capacity yet? Because our technological growth has paralleled our growth in population. We have been able to produce an appropriate amount of resources for us to consume and survive off. And this is the only way to keep ourselves from reaching a carrying capacity, by always producing enough for us to consume. Again, our carrying capacity is dynamic, and it is dynamic because we are an ever-growing race. Our race to a carrying capacity is similar to a horse chasing a carrot on a stick. The closer we get to a carrying capacity, the further away it moves, because as our population grows in numbers, we grow technologically, which allows us to produce more to accommodate our growth in population. This is why incentives will not help us to avoid a population crash, because they only slow the growth in population while avoiding the growth in consumption. The only way to avoid a population crash is to continue to grow like we've done before, by growing in population because we can provide enough for us to consume.